Hi. This is Jim McHenry's wife, Tanya McHenry. Quali. Well, yeah, your name's Quali.
Yeah, Quali. I'm
Yes,
Quali. He's
you're
McHenry.
Quali.
Yeah.
And we are taking tomatoes, which may not look nice now, because we're going to cut off the nastiness. And we are going to make... Welcome, Tanya and Jim. Quali McHenry, if I said it right.
She's Quali. I'm McHenry.
Yep. And you know Jim and Tanya from the Gettysburg protest every Friday in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, where Jim goes through the litany of crimes against our planet and all other things. Take it away. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Nice to
How are
see
you?
you.
Oh, they've been taking
We've been
care of
having a wonderful time
Up here at
visiting
Sandy's Chalet.
Sandy.
Sandy's Environmental Coffee House.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've been fed, and
And
we've been
weeded.
gardening and canning and all, but we've
Yep.
also been talking about
Well,
some pretty
we
serious topics.
cannot believe how much rain has been happening here.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Sandy's garden is having a lot of issues with her vegetables because of all the rain. The tomatoes are splitting, and there's root rot with and I'm sure a lot of other people in the country are experiencing this, but especially here in New York, it's really bad, and it affects the crops and the food production and everything. And where we live in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, it's been the opposite. We have not had any rain. We just got
relatively
some
speaking.
rain
That's
recently.
really crazy.
Yeah, we just got
It's
some
only a
rain.
6-hour drive.
And
It's been
we've
hot.
had to water like every single day. It's in the 90s every single
And it'll
day.
get down to 72
Yeah.
or something, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah,
Are we
it's,
out of focus?
No, I'm having
We're
a
in
sip of
another
my
dimension.
coffee.
no, it's been so
been
horrible.
crazy.
Yeah,
And you don't know how to grow
No.
your crops, and you have to water everything every day.
drinking coffee.
And she's making coffee.
I'm drinking coffee. I was falling asleep before. Yes.
But we've had
Yeah.
to water much more than ever before. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just been
Yeah.
really bad.
It's been crazy.
And then the chickens, we have to worry about keeping them in water and in shade. And
We should probably do the kind of watering system that you have
Yeah, drip water would
been
be nice.
using.
Mhm.
Didn't you get a drip system?
Yep.
Put in. We
And,
should probably do that.
Rain
Yeah.
barrel.
Yep.
If you watch
We have
the
one,
show.
yeah.
Oh, you have one. Okay,
We have
that's
one,
good.
yeah.
Chris
the problem
was
we
talking
have down
about that.
south, farther down south than what you are, is that we get a rain barrel, but if you don't empty it out within 3 days, you get mosquitoes, and then all of a sudden you got a mosquito breeder for everything. So that's a problem where we are because it's so hot all the time. Or even last year we had it
Yeah.
out.
You
It
know,
was bad.
we never used to think of Pennsylvania as such a hot state.
Right.
I
No.
didn't.
No,
I
it's-
always thought it was a
Well, it is
temperate
now.
state.
It is now.
Yep, it's
yeah.
now equal probably to what Virginia used to be.
Yeah.
You know, Raleigh,
Yeah.
And we
Richmond,
just-
Richmond area.
And we just saw on the news tonight that Tennessee, near was it Knoxville?
Nashville.
Nashville.
In the
Sorry.
in Middle Tennessee.
Yep.
Middle
You used to live
Tennessee.
there.
I used to live in Pigeon Forge many
Yep.
years ago. It's just horrible seeing in the news how people's towns are
You guys
getting
are suffering
flooded
terribly.
and people's
Yes, not even
livelihood.
far from us. It's
Yeah.
you can drive down there in a day, and houses were taken
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
foundation.
Yeah,
I mean, their
yeah.
supermarkets are wrecked, their houses are wrecked, their roads are wrecked, everything's wrecked.
And this is right here.
And you know, with climate change, you just don't know
You don't
when
know
it's
what
going to
you're
be
gonna
you.
get.
I just think it's like the lottery of climate change.
Yeah.
You don't know when you're going to be next. We feel like at any minute we're
We
going to
could
be
get
like
flooded.
Tennessee. You
Yeah,
know,
we have
like
a
we're
creek
going
out
to be
back
flooded
that's
out.
really small, but in the
just
past
don't
it
know.
came up all the way up to my house. So that's
Oh.
happened once ever in 30 some years. So.
Well, it's more
Well,
likely now
in
with climate
Tennessee,
change.
they said this never happened.
Right, everyone
When
says
I was
that.
watching last
But now it's
night.
going to be more and more like, you know, it's going to be, you know, happening
Yeah.
all the time,
It's the second
all over the
500-year
country.
event.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
Tanya does something that is invaluable in these times, and she is a masseuse. And
When you're stressed out,
oh my gosh.
it can help.
You will be able to help everyone cope when the shit
God,
hits
I
the
don't have enough
fan.
hands for that.
They all stay away.
I need to be like Shiva.
There's not too much.
Yeah,
Shiva
dance,
massage.
baby. Oh, it has been enjoyable talking the most tragic things with you, yet enjoying the time together. I mean,
That's all we have.
it's what
right
we
now.
have.
Yeah.
That's it.
You don't know
We're
what's gonna
coping.
Gotta
happen.
enjoy every moment.
We're coping, and everybody around the world is coping in their own way, but not, of course, as well as we all are sitting here in
Yeah.
the southern tier of Western New York in a lovely place. There is a lot of heartbreak. Haiti,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
what's
Poor
happening
Haiti
in
keeps getting hit.
Afghanistan.
The whole West
Keep
burning
getting-
down.
yeah.
Total
Yep.
drought.
hmm
Yep.
We've certainly
waves.
got the plethora
So
of
far-
issues.
So far, we're dodging the bullet.
I know.
Even though
But
it's bad, it's not. as
eventually, you're not going to escape it. You're not going to escape. It's going to come
Yeah.
for us, for each and every
Yeah.
one of us, and it's really awful,
Yeah.
So we got to do.
Boy, on that somber note,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta wake up. Start
Yep.
realizing what's going on.
well, Jim
and
does it every Friday.
Yeah.
And what happens?
Yeah. Hello, world. Welcome to the 140th Climate Change Emergency Protest. It is August 13th, 2021. Next week will be the 141st Climate Change Emergency Protest, and that'll be on August 20th, 2021. So we're right near a Climate Change Protest Corner, which has been named by myself. That's in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's on the corner of York Street and the square in Gettysburg. I invite anyone who wants to protest about climate change to stand on that corner and protest as to how bad things are and where is our government concerning climate change.
The thing is local
right.
activism where you are. It would be nice to see other people
Yeah.
out with you,
Yeah.
That would
but
be.
they're working on Fridays.
They're not gonna stop no matter what. There's no excuse. Kids were off all summer for summer vacation, for college and high school. There are retirees there. There's plenty of time for everyone to do their own thing. I designated a corner, climate change corner. They could just go there and have their
I think it's just a culture.
But
Like
they won't do it.
people
It's scared.
have to.
They're scared.
It has to become accepted
Accepted.
by the culture.
And
it
no
has
one
to be
else-
cool or fun or I don't know what it is.
No one will
but-
step out and be the one willing to take it on the chin because you lose friends. People look at you askew and say, "What's wrong with you?" But now I think it's becoming more acceptable. The term climate change or whatever. Now that news coverage has happened, and the IPCC has come out with their report, which is not totally factual, but
Well, yes, we are on Environmental Coffee House
Yes.
after all, and of course,
environmental coffee.
we will have an upcoming talk with Jim and Antonio, probably on
Jim Hassel.
the certain aspects that may need a little tune-up in the IPCC reports.
Right.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
I hope they really dissect it well because it's easy to pick it apart. I mean, it's good for the uninformed and it's a good kindergarten entry into climate change and what's happening, even though it's a shocker for everyone. But it's well beyond what they're reporting and what their reports say. Their information is several years old a lot of times, and they're not going to be truthful about it because they're not true scientists saying this. They have to be leveled off by politicians and not allowed to say certain things or put that in the report.
But because it's an official report,
They can't
people
scare
like
everyone to death.
my mom and my stepdad have finally
It had its good
had an
points. Yep.
awakening about what's going on, and for years they denied climate change was a real issue. Even though what's going on right
Couldn't
in
even
front of
strike
their
up a
faces.
conversation.
And
with
and
any
now
family.
because of the UN report, they're asking me questions about what's going on, and it's like, wow, you guys finally decided to like.
But that's not just her family.
Wake up.
It's my side, whoever's left in my family, and friends that we have.
Oh, we discussed it at my family gathering. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but our friends and family will not. Our area. And
Now they're
Well-
starting to.
Yeah.
Now they're starting
But
to.
it's still Mickey Mouse conversation. No one will really go at it and say,
But-
"What do you really know?"
But they're down here with the information, and now they need to get up
way
to
up,
speed.
way up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know,
And we
It's
need
a
to
start.
tell our mothers that gas stoves are not the way.
right.
Solar stove. What about solar stoves?
I have no clue.
But if it
I'm
rains all
learning.
the time here, how are you gonna
Right.
get
Right.
solar?
Yeah,
you know,
which
right?
it used
Exactly.
to not.
It's like, oh man.
Get
Yes.
a treadmill and hook it up.
We did have a cleared up day though,
It's very nice. day
and
today
it's a
here.
lovely
Yeah.
evening, and it's finally a temperate evening to sit outside and not swelter or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a while, and the humidity's high. But as we were talking about gardens, and mine
Yeah.
suffered. Even though I have plenty of beans, I think we have the nuclear option on beans.
Do you think that the solar water heater
Idea when
thing
that,
is going to work with
yes.
how much rain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
could
if
work
the chick
partially.
down the road has
Yeah,
one
okay,
and hers
true.
is working,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a solar hot water
That's
heater until
awesome.
Phil
I
told
would love
me.
to have one of those.
My friend Susan and Phil were here, and we drove by, and he said, "Oh, that's a solar hot water
Yeah,
heater."
nice.
Nice.
Of course, I've been obsessed with that. But my
Yeah.
hot water heater is working.
Nice.
Let us not jinx it, because we
Right.
have hot water heater and we have said basement, which
Yeah.
everyone knows
Right.
about. So
Right.
Yeah, there's a solar hot water heater at a laundromat over by the Steinway
Yeah,
McDonald's. They've
yeah.
had it for
Okay.
20 years.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah, they're one of the first
Yeah.
ones ever.
Well, they
We're
were
like, what is
smart.
that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
it probably saved them money,
Oh,
even though
tons,
it is a
tons.
destructive force to make the batteries. I absolutely think that even though technology will breed more problems at times, there are batteries they're in the works that may not have lithium, but I forgot
Yeah.
what they're called.
Aren't there ones made with mushrooms or something? Or
Well,
fairy dust. Fairy dust. Yeah.
no, fairy dust.
there were
But
ones
right
made
now
with
we don't
mushrooms.
have enough
Hemp?
research
I thought you
at
said
all.
mushrooms.
No, hemp, I heard.
Oh, was it hemp? Oh, hemp. Why
Well,
did
right
they-
now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carl Martel. Today I will be showing you how to make a battery with hemp.
Also, is that we're waiting for corporations to come up with the ideas or
Yep.
this or that, rather than having a whole government action on the policy and really attacking this issue and coming up with other solutions other than lithium, which there's tons of money in that for their friends.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the problem is that you can't get a good, honest group of politicians, chuck all these people out, everyone, Democrats, Republicans, all of them, clean house, start all over, and those people can't come back. And you start all over with people that are actually going to go at this issue, and that's my pie in the
Well,
sky.
Jim, that's a
desire.
revolution, babe.
Yeah, that would be. And it could happen, you Republicans and Democrats, you get out of your parties, register for either People's Party or some other party, and get out of your two parties, and then they have to deal with you guys as a unit. You know, if 30% of you are in another party and 30% go in another party other than Republican Party, they have to also all of a sudden negotiate with you as to what you want done. You become a force within that party, and you don't budge, you don't move until they decide to move your way.
Or if we could learn how to protest like the French, they have a whole system of protesting which actually makes serious change happen. They have this thing called escargot, and they put all these like huge trucks on the road and they move them really
block,
slowly and block like all the traffic and stop basically
Yeah.
the
The
business as
snail
usual.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They stop business.
Here
as
they would probably start shooting with AR-15s.
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting that they can make change happen on a
Yeah.
large scale
Right.
because they stop production and
they all work
business
together.
as usual.
Well, how do we
but
do
our
that
country
here?
is huge.
Well, I think
and-
a lot of it is
yeah.
that we all need to realize that these aren't left-wing, right-wing issues. This is a bottom-up
This is
issue.
living.
Yeah.
This is right. It's a bottom-up issue where
Yeah.
you have the extremely wealthy convincing people earning $20 an hour that people earning $8 an hour are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like somehow the millionaires or billionaires have convinced ordinary people that each of us are the problem, rather than going, you know what, they're the problem. We're not the problem,
Right.
and we need to get together as a group. We were talking to one of our hardcore right-wing neighbors, and we actually had a lot in common. Now, of course, there's some issues that I believe in or be in favor of, or Tanya's in favor of.
But
that
overall, we
overall,
agree.
it was a really good
Essentially,
conversation,
yeah.
and maybe if you can calm some people down and actually get together and
Well,
find
yeah.
commonalities.
I agree.
Have
100% because I've had these conversations
Right.
with people that think differently than
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and we
Just
found
have
commonality.
conversations. Try right.
But we used
right.
to do that
Yes.
before the Trump era.
Yeah.
Well, and also
we're
I
not
think,
like this.
I think
Now we have to get back to where we were.
these things, technology prevents you. I mean,
And
it's
the
too
media.
easy just to do texting and not have a conversation.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm addicted
Or
to the thing.
Yeah, I know we all are, but I mean, actually talking to people and respecting your viewpoint. You know, just practicing that. You know, having dialogue with people and explaining your view. You're gonna find out that you actually have a lot in common, and it's the corporate powers that are trying to divide us, and they are doing
Well,
these talking points for
absolutely.
tribalistic, you know, warfare. So we're in a tribal warfare right now, Democrats versus Republicans, and that's not actually the issue. We need to come together as citizens who want to have a life and want to live on the planet.
Yeah.
And we need to come together and have a real, honest to God dialogue, you know, and stop fighting each other.
This whole climate change issue, all these side issues going on. Now, coronavirus is very important, but it pales into what needs to be done concerning climate change. Afghanistan, yeah, really important. Let them figure it out. They know the right thing to do. When they don't start doing right, get out of the party. You know, just protest that way. But the climate change thing is not being tackled, and we are not going to survive this. By 2030. We're not going to be around the way we're going.
It is.
And Joe Biden, all you libs and everything, those people are getting away with it by not doing anything. They're taking no action at all, and I'd love to see someone do something.
Well, let's get Yeah. Where's all the folk singers?
Yeah,
exactly. The guy said in my other video.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have
where's
musicians.
all the singers?
Yeah, where are the people from Vietnam?
We are the world.
Yeah, right.
We need to breathe it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
But let's start thinking of some songs and singing them.
Right.
You look at the wildfires and the drought and everything. The farmers, the right-wing farmers are getting hit. The left-wing people up in the mountains are getting hit.
It's nothing should be politicized at this time anymore.
Is everyone willing to die for their party up to the very end? And if your answer is yes, you need to have some therapy done.
I agree with you.
I mean, if you're willing to go down and back Joe Biden all the way to the end, or Donald Trump, or one of those people.
You're being so nice.
I'm being nice. But, then something is really wrong with you. You need to look at your children and your family and your friends and people you don't like, your neighbors, and go, we're all going to die together if we don't get this situation under control. This issue of continual distraction on the news. Watch your media, watch your NBC, watch your ABC, watch your Fox Television, then get away from it and go over to YouTube and start watching shows about the environment and what is happening right now.
Or local news anywhere in the country.
I don't mean some
local news shows.
Yeah, local news in the areas too. Yeah,
fires. I watch California news, and I watch. We watch the Tennessee station today.
You go right to that news station and watch what's happening.
Yep.
But don't watch these glib shows about the wonderful blue ocean and all that stuff. That's gone. Okay, you need to watch up to date what's happening right now. Even programs, and this is going to send a lot of people off edge. Al Jazeera does wonderful coverage. BBC does once in a while.
You have to watch international to get an idea of what the outside world is looking at. In climate change is not just American. No. Climate change is happening to every continent and every country, and every continent, every country has a media source, which is why Jennifer and I interviewed Thomas Nilsson from the Barents Observer from Norway. Yep. So yes, of course you have to. Absolutely, I concur.
Yeah,
I concur.
We couldn't believe when we were watching. Well, we can't believe it, but when we recently watched like NBC or CBS, they didn't mention one word about the fires going on in Siberia.
Oh.
Which
are larger than all the other fires combined
and the floods
in
in China. We couldn't believe, because we were watching all these horrible floods that were happening and the fires in Siberia, and we were like, what is going on here? Like, why aren't they talking about this? This should be in front page news.
If your local news is covering if your news broadcast is covering Britney Spears, or an airplane landed on the highway, your world news is covering this. They're not world news. World news should be around the world. There's a whole world-ending event happening in the Arctic right now with the melt and the permafrost and the burning of the Siberian peat and everything. The taiga fires that go around the whole world up in the northern ring of tree forests. And there's whole things going down right now, and it's not being covered at all by this so-called world news. And you need to. We watch the world news every night. The ABC, CBS, NBC. I recorded it.
It's not.
And we try. Yeah, it is that. But we watch it briefly.
I'm glad you do.
We watch it
Somebody
briefly.
has to for me, because I can't stomach it.
But then we get away from it and we go over to YouTube and see what's really happening, or go into a world news source that has news
and nobody's going to cringe about looking at any of those different sources.
So after a while, after you do this for a month on end, you talk about it with your friends and family, and they're going to honestly go, Joe, you're absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
They won't believe what you're saying. And then you need to prove it to them and go, hey, this is actually what's happening, and you can pull it off of YouTube and show it to the live clips or whatever. That's what's happening. There's so much. They never talk about South America, Central America, the reason why all the people are leaving. They don't want us to leave their countries and their areas. They want to get a better life, and that's all they're doing. And a huge amount is based on climate change in Central America. A woman that's willing to walk 2,000 miles with her baby needs to go live beside us. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous to turn someone away at the border. And we have enough room in our country. You drive around this big old land of ours, there's more than enough land. We're 3 times the size of India and 1/3 the population. I mean, there's more than enough land. Not anymore, though, with the drought going on in the West. But
yeah, well, that's a whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah, right.
Things are changing so
and
quick.
Yeah.
But
well, I really appreciate this, having this little conversation. Is there anything either one of you want to add to our evening out here of loveliness and sadness and happiness?
It was just really nice.
it was really nice being here. Yeah, we've always wanted to meet
visit
Sandy.
you in person and to, just hang out and be with each other.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't discuss maybe too much about what's going on, because we already know what's going on.
Right.
It's nice to be here with you. And
It's nice to be able to talk with you, Sandy, because you're open to all sorts of conversations as to what's going on in the world, and not just climate change. Don't get us wrong. We didn't just talk about that. We talked about a lot of wild things. So it was cool.
Yep.
Good open conversations.
Feet bruises.
Deep breath, all sorts of stuff. Bugs and
All right, guys. I love you.
all right, love you too. See you